What is going on, guys? It's time for another fun video. The Fiesta ST. I posted a video not too long ago about how this engine seems to be dying. Even though it's not down on power, it doesn't make any funny noises, it doesn't do anything weird. There was a lot of metal in the oil last time I changed it. So I decided I'm just gonna bump up the oil weight and the frequency that I change it. Since then, it's been on 2 road trips that were 1,000+ miles. I drove it to Portland and Seattle when my band went on a little baby mini tour. Quiet on the set, please. If you want to check out my band, here's the link in the description. And then I took it to Las Vegas and back for a rocket project. And if you want to see the rocket channel, click on that link in the description. And also, please go subscribe to my professional channel if you haven't seen it yet. I haven't posted another video there in a while, but I'm planning on getting into it soon as it's warmer and the sun is out more. But it's got enough views to be monetized now, which is really cool. I just need to hit the 1,000 subscriber threshold. So if you're watching this and you're not subscribed, please go subscribe to the professional channel. And yeah, it supports my current career. Happy Easter. I guess I was gonna go to the junkyard and pull some parts for this guy. But I kind of forgot that Easter would mean that the junkyard is closed. It's been raining and 40 degrees and snowing all week in April. So I haven't had a nice sunny day like this to go to the junkyard yet. So I gotta get an oil cooler for that from a 940. It's a whole mess, but we'll get that situated soon. It's been a year since we got this thing like running and driving properly. It's already got 500 miles on the clutch. So we just need to do the head gasket, take care of the oil cooler situation, then we can turn it up and try and hit the elusive 400 horsepower mark that we've been shooting for with that engine for many years now. Let's go change my oil. That's as exciting as that, right? All right, oil pan's pretty nicely cleaned out, so if there's any metal, we should see it pretty clearly. It looks like we got a bit of an oil leak, or maybe just gear oil. I'm not entirely sure. Well, that's a little bit nicer than what I was going to say, because I was going to say it could very well be the rear main. But that's good news, sorta. I'm going to need that axle seal replaced. Also, almost looks like that axle's been rubbing on the engine block or something. I don't know, but otherwise pretty standard affair down here, I guess. As you'd expect, after 150,000 miles or so, you're gonna start running into seal failures and stuff, and it is a little bit hard to believe, but this car is 8 years old at this point, so I'd say it's doing all right for its age and mileage. It's not 8 years old, it's 6 years old. It's not 14. I'm stupid. I don't even know what year my own car is. Now, here's an interesting tidbit. I had a couple other high mileage ST owners chime in, and there's not a lot of us, let's be honest. Most of these get wrecked by their 17-year-old owners before they have a chance to collect these many miles. But, oh boy. I didn't quite jack it up high enough for this to be convenient. I don't know why that's that tight. I'm gonna get gloves. I was told by a handful of other high mileage ST owners that the amount of metal in my oil was not abnormal for the mileage, which is both comforting and concerning at the same time. So what we're going to do now is take a look at this oil. Of course, worth noting, the last oil change was at 10,000 and change. This has about 5 on it, but there's no obvious, at least not with the pour. We'll have to see here in a bit after I get this oil change done. We'll take a look in the pan and see what we're working with. Probably should have let it cool down a little bit longer. Still pretty hot. Alright, while we're letting that drizzle a little bit, I'm gonna set this drain bolt down. See how much of a headache I'm gonna have getting this oil filter off. They didn't have Mobil 1. They didn't have the Motorcraft one in stock, so I had to get a Fram filter, which I was a little bit upset about. I don't know why I just have this preconceived negative notion against Fram. It has no basis. I don't have any reason to think Fram's bad. I just don't want it for some reason. It's turning, it's not liking it, but it's turning. Okay, there we go. Before we get too loose there. Alright. This is where I somehow managed to drop stuff into oil pans. Don't do that. Okay. Glad you guys are here, because you get to bear witness while I tighten this. So later, when I'm like, ah shit, did I tighten that before I put oil in it? I'll remember distinctively telling you guys to watch me tighten it. And that is tight now. Okay, let me show you what I'm talking about here. See that? Right there, where all that oil's dripping, is where the filter goes. I believe that exchange or interchange thing right there is for the oil cooler. There's no way to get this filter off without getting oil all over it. It sucks. Literally part of the oil change process on these cars. Here's a cool turn of events though. This video was brought to you by Valvoline. Valvoline patented the first motor oil, so that means that they invented motor oil. And actually they didn't sponsor me, I've just been listening to the Donut podcast a lot. Yeah, drink up. Okay, so I don't know how well you'll be able to see it, but there's little bits of metal in there again, but a whole lot less than last time, which I guess makes sense for changing the oil in half as much time. But I don't know, man, it's still like, I've had plenty of old Hondas and stuff that just make it look like an old mining town in the oil pan. It just seems like it's too new of a car in my mind for it to be wearing down bearings like this. It looks like a lot of copper colored stuff, but yeah, you can't really see it very well. Maybe you can see it better if I just do it like this. No, those big things you're seeing are bubbles, but there's little pieces of metal in there. Alright guys, well, as I predicted, less metal in the oil at a lesser change. We went to a little bit heavier oil because I put 5W20 in it last time. Went to 10W30. So hopefully we can preserve these bearings a little bit longer, but overall, as I predicted, it's pretty much affected nothing. It's based on the fact that it drove and sounded fine beforehand. It is still concerning to me, but maybe the other high mileage ST people are correct, and this is just what they do. That's good to know at least, because there is a guy who got one to almost a little over 300,000 miles before his engine blew up. We'll see how it goes, but there's talking of me potentially getting rid of this thing and trading it on a GR Corolla. We'll see how that goes. I don't know that I want another new car payment. There's also the option to just get a regular Corolla XSE, because I love those things. I've wanted one for a long time. The GR is definitely the better option, but for what I use cars for, I don't think it'd be a wise investment with all the road trips and everything. I don't drive for DoorDash anymore, so I'm not putting tons and tons of miles on this anymore. But it does still have a few more road trips coming up. We got a couple visits to California and Kansas City and Kansas and some other places. So we're not taking it any easier on the Fiesta, that's for sure. But yeah, so I mean, like I said the last time we talked about this, I don't drive this car very hard. I've never seen it average less than 30 miles per gallon. And yeah, I mean, I get on it a little bit, but it's not like I'm, you know, driving it like most ST guys. But at any rate, thank you guys very much for watching. Thanks for still being here. I don't post on this channel as much. I know, like I said, it's just been rainy and cold. Ross and I have a bunch of cool projects coming up. Since you stuck around to the end, I'll tell you that Ross's LS and Z32 Trans are in his drift car. Well, at least keep coming in and out for mocking up purposes, but that's coming along. So Ross is going to be out drifting with us again. We got to fix my drift car's chassis and do some other stuff, but we're still posting stuff. We're just, you know, I don't want to post stuff that doesn't make any sense or just for filler content for the sake of posting. I only want to post stuff that is fun. So, yeah. Don't forget to subscribe to the new channel, and if you want to see the Rocket channel, you can check that one out too. The new channel is just Braden Carlson, like this one used to be. Quiet on set, please. And then the Rocket channel is called Rocket Vlogs. Just hit 10,000 subscribers, which is pretty cool. But yeah, don't forget to follow me on Instagram, add me on Snapchat at BigB1011, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.